Hi everyone, so today we're reviewing find and unique integers sum up to 0. And all they want us in this problem is, so we can see an example, they're giving our number 5, and output will be an array with the 5 numbers. All together they will sum up to 0. We can see that arrays can be different as long as the numbers are unique, and in total they all equal to 0. So if they will give us number 10, in this case we'll have to return an array with the 10 numbers. Every number will be unique, and in total we need to return an array which in total they will equal to 0. So they want from us array with unique numbers. Okay. So let's imagine we are getting a number 6. So first thing, we will have to create our array. At this point it will be empty array. Okay, so the best way to do that is just to have a counter which will be equal to 1, and I will just have create this variable, but we don't have to, half of the number. So let's see, if we have number 6, the best way to do is just have our counter and add our counter in array, but not only positive number but also a negative number. And we will just increase our counter and add those two numbers as long as we will have the same amount of numbers in our array will be as our number. It's a little bit confusing, let me just show. So in this case it will be -2 and 3 is -3. So what we can see here, we see that all numbers here are unique, and in total they are add up together to 0, and also that we have a 6 numbers. So the best way to do that is just create a for loop and increase our counter as long as our counter will be less or equal half of the num. So why half? Why not the whole num? Because we will add over each iteration 2 numbers. So because we're adding for each iteration 2 numbers, we need twice less iterations. So this way we will end up with the same amount of numbers in our array as our number. So okay, but the only thing that it's not covers is that if we will have an odd number, it will work for even number but not for odd. So let's say we'll have our number 5. So in this case it's not gonna work if we will just keep adding our numbers, because otherwise we will just either get we will just get to 4 numbers. So the best way to do that, solve this, is to check first if our number is odd or even, and then we can just when it's odd or even, if it's odd we will just add 0 in our array first, and then we will just do our iteration again as we did that before. So let's code this and see if it will work. So let's just create an empty array. So first things, we will check if our number is odd or even. if number percentage at 2 are not equal to 0, we will just add in our array 0. This way we will just have to add even amount of numbers to match up with the number in our array. So next we can just create our for loop, I equal 1. So a 1 is because we will have 0 in case if it's even, in case if it's odd number, but also 0 cannot be negative number. I is less than num divided by 2 and I plus plus. Again, num divided by 2 because we will add two numbers, negative and positive, at the same iteration. So this way, and because we need our array to be specific length, we will divide it by 2 to make sure that we will have the same amount of length. If we would add only one number, then we could say I is less than num, but in our case, actually less or equal. So in our case is I less or equal num divided by 2 because we are adding two numbers. So here we can just say result.push I and minus I. And at the end we can just return our array. Let's see if it works. Alright, let's submit. Okay,